Hello students and welcome to Module 4. I'm here with this morning my hungry kitty Marley to welcome you to another week of work. This week we dig into some really cool reading about different ways to analyze lexical meaning, and we get to look at the different things that can influence that, which I think is really important for us to think about. Before we dig into week 4 though, I just want to make a few comments about your work so far. Your work in the discussions has been amazing. Most of you are doing a beautiful job incorporating quotes from our text, providing detailed analysis, making really thoughtful comments and detailed comments on your peers' posts. So those are excellent. Also, your presentations were excellent as well. I know some of you were so worried. In fact, probably too many of you were too worried. You did a beautiful job on those, and hopefully seeing my feedback, seeing your grades will kind of help put your mind at ease a little bit and help you relax and enjoy the course a little better. I know the first big project is always scary, but you did a great job not only in addressing the content and staying focused on what you were asked to focus on, but you also just made beautiful presentations. So they were excellent, and please look for my feedback on those in the gradebook. Now, as we turn to this week, as I mentioned, in our reading for Chapter 7, we're going to be looking at different ways of analyzing lexical meaning so you learn some new terms and concepts that you can use. And then in both the discussion and in your project for this week, which is another presentation, you're going to be focusing on the author that you have selected for your final project. And what you're going to be doing in the discussion, for example, is pulling a quote or a passage from a work from your author and then providing a Cliff's Notes version of that passage in your own words. So if you're not familiar with Cliff's Notes, and hopefully you're not, actually what Cliff's Notes is, it's just this really kind of bare bones summary of what was just said. Back in the day, people used to read Cliff's Notes instead of reading the novels, and you don't get the same kind of meaning out of it. So the idea here is that we're going to look at the differences. So this is how the author puts it. This is what it means or what it says in a bare bones kind of way. And then we're going to look at the difference. We're going to be looking at denotation and connotation this week. And I want you to provide some analysis of the author's passages in the discussions. Now, in your project, you're going to be doing something very similar where you're going to be pulling a passage, you're going to be providing a Cliff's Notes version of that, and then of course providing analysis. You do want to make sure that you are including secondary sources. Remember, those sources should be scholarly. So we're aiming for journal articles, professional books, scholarly books, those kinds of things to add to your analysis. Now, websites can be great, but they're not the same. They don't carry the same kind of credibility and weight that like a journal article or an academic book would. I am going to be posting a follow-up video either later today or early tomorrow to maybe kind of space all the information I'm giving you out. But that video is just a screencast that will show you just like a very kind of basic way of getting at some scholarly resources in our library. I am not a librarian. The librarians obviously are going to be extremely helpful as well, but I think my video will help get you started in terms of finding sources and making sure that you're finding the kinds of sources that we really want you to find at the graduate level. As always, if you have any questions, please never hesitate to ask. I hope that doing so well in the first presentation will make the second presentation not feel so scary. You are all doing a wonderful job, and I look forward to another great discussion this week. Thank you so much for all you do, and have a good week.